Selamat siang semuanya. Good afternoon, for everyone who come in here. Today we're gonna talk about something yang ini aja kali ya, yang santai ya. Jadi karena kelihatannya Miss Santi dan Sir Hamprey juga dalam keadaan yang relax ya. Jadi kalau kita ngobrol something yang konseptual, yang kompleks, kayaknya juga nanti malah nggak nyambung ya. We'll talk about something that relax ya. First, now we already passed the pandemic, already passed the pandemic a year ago, 2 years ago, So the first thing that I want to ask that when in the pandemic time, 2 years ago, so it also impact, how designer do design, how they develop their design, relate with the maybe with the access, of course. There is a protocol that we have to follow, from the government and also from the WHO juga, Okay. So at that time, involving, the impact, for interior designer, maybe they have to adapt with the situation, that relate with the maybe the interior layout, the material and everything, and also I think both of you also still have or still doing the project at that time, of course, maybe there is some ongoing project, maybe there is some future project, so according to that situation, what impact both of you to or when you develop the design, relate with the situation of the pandemic. Mungkin dari Serampri mungkin duluan. Duluan nggak apa-apa.
Good afternoon, everybody. So maybe to talk about the pandemic, happened 3 years ago. Maybe just a little sharing without what happened with Domisilium Studio. The pandemic hit everybody hard. I'm sure everybody felt the impact of it, right? We almost immediately have to shut down our company, because of the pandemic. It was quite a horrible situation. I'm sure it is for everybody else as well. But work still goes. It's still going strong during the pandemic. But there's a lot of consideration that we have to take into account of people's habit, people's lifestyle, how we're confined at home, how we're doing a self-discovery also about ourselves and also about our company and the dynamic of the company and what we're used to and what we readjust to the pandemic. So, I mean, the first thing that we felt with the pandemic was that now that everybody is like working from home. So that's a huge adjustment for us. We're always like in a group, we're always like working together. Now that we have to do via calls, how do we adjust to that? And I think it's the same of people, right? So after the pandemic, when everything is over, there's always that kind of like communication, a longing for like, close-knit communication, face-to-face. And once that's possible, I think it's like a huge relief to us. But but that doesn't mean that the design doesn't change. So people are more conscious about ventilation, about how the air quality, and how we are trying to prevent like spreading diseases to other people. Just keeping ourselves safe from diseases, from corona. So there's a lot of consideration that we have to put into like our design. Outdoor activities are more common. So we're finding a big shift in the trend of like design to having an open air, or changing your mechanical, electrical, your AC in the office or at home, better cross ventilation at home, and a lot of daylights as well. So I think Santi was very happy when she was confined at home. I discovered that I hated being at home.
Oh yeah, okay.
So, which is a complete opposite. I think that usually I'm the introvert and she's the extrovert, and it turns out that I cannot stand being at home. Yeah. So, when we were designing, we were like, Santi is like gearing towards like, inclusive, like staying at home, like, how to make herself more at home. For me, it's like trying to find outdoor spaces, and how do we balance that? It's like, when we were designing, so we got a project. It was doing a mall. Our design had to change completely 180 after COVID. So initially it was actually an indoor mall, and then we have to change everything to be an outdoor mall. Something that's a bit safer for people, and I think that's also the trend of people liking the outdoor mall. Like in my generation, maybe the older generation. Older generation. We were so used to having AC in the tropical country because we're like, I don't like to sweat and stuff like that. But now I think it's more acceptable, and people are okay with like having a little sweat, just being a little bit warm. I think that's just the nature of our country and the climate that we're in. So we have to accommodate that, and how to design a space that allows air in, fresh air in, how to keep people cool during inside the mall without actually using AC. So that's
no air conditioner, no air conditioner at all.
No conditioner, except for within the stores. So then they decided they can opt whether they want to have like AC or not. But there's always like we work together with the mechanical engineer, and he helped us with like providing fresh air, light ventilation. So I mean, if you want to opt out of AC, you can always opt out for AC. Then we're also finding like a lot of like old methods of like cooling the air. I think like Singapore was doing it for quite some time, right? With using low tech technology actually to cool the air, just to create a natural air conditioning. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, many things change since it carried through until now. Not only because of during the pandemic, but now it changed a lot of our lifestyle. Jadi for some instance, like for the residential part, well, a lot of people who live in the city, they don't really care about how their interior design look like in their own home. They don't really pay close attention to what they need to create a really comfortable, livable home where they can actually live in for a very long time, because we're usually being on the road constantly, and now they're more sensitive towards the aesthetic of their own homes, and into the softer, maybe a lot of people don't really pay attention to little things, even like the selection of their bed sheets, maybe, or even their soft furnishings. They don't really care at one point, a lot of time back then, and now it changed, and people are more sensitive towards those kind of needs. And also, again, what Hamprey already said is about the wellness of your own home living. You are more aware about having to have a very healthier like living environment, and also going outside. And like nowadays, people they're not afraid of the sun anymore. We're no more vampires, I guess. Because there's a something I read somewhere that actually in Indonesia now the sales of like SPF cream actually it soars up because of that. Now we're being under the sun, and we'll be healthy with charging ourselves with vitamin D's and all that stuff. So a lot of the pandemic, it's actually give us a lot of change for good, sebenarnya.
So in terms of the people, they change or their influence, by the pandemic, change their behavior. Change their they are becoming more concerned,
concerned about
health and wellness,
well-being, design as well.
Yes, of course.
Matanya jadi terbuka estetika. Ya kan? I think so.
So it is also they also more aware, maybe about they are how to choose the material, or maybe how they are now try to get more information from the internet.
People are more
about
aware.
The health environment in your house,
Right.
in your office. Yeah. Is that
finishes.
also? I don't know. Not affect. We as a designer has to aware also about that.
We have to keep on learning about those kind of things. We have to keep on getting informed. Yeah, kan? That every single day there's always an invention of new material. If either that is like a green material that's good for the environment, or even material that is actually has a good properties, like it has antibacterial, and a lot of the materials that actually has been existed already. They have been used in hospital kind of healthcare facilities. Now it's going into the public facilities and also residential as well. Yeah, kan? Because of the pandemic now, it's different. It's a different kind of ballgame for these manufacturers.
I say one of the bad thing that the pandemic does to us is basically like we are on the screen time too much. I mean,
I think my eyeglasses prescription went up.
I agree with that. I agree with
That's the bad side.
I agree with that.
Because you're on like this all the time.
Right, but people still wants to feel like comfortable, like going out, feel that they are safe, they are not threatened by COVID or anything like that. So I mean, that's why we have to facilitate that for people who wants to go out. Don't just stay at home and watch your computer. Meet people and stuff like that, but just be cautious and also feel that you are not threatened by COVID or anything that might come after that.
And also I see some of the changes when it comes to the residential design, especially when we see some of the developer, they are building some cluster home. Now they are more concerned with there is an open area. It could be on the front or maybe in the back of the house or maybe in the center of the house. And they are more concerned about air ventilation. So how do you guys think about that? In terms of residential design.
We did quite a lot of No, I mean, we're not special. Our specialty is not in residential, but we've been getting a lot of developers work from developers doing apartment show units and houses. And it is true. Now they are more aware of having to have good design with all those things that Sir Bayu mentioned. And that is a really good progress, because before it was not like that. They were more into...
Every room should have air conditioner, right?
Yeah, everyone should have air conditioner, and they don't really care about having to have enough daylights. So in a way, it's good. It opens up their eyes as well. Nowadays, they will have nice homes already, available.
Nice homes with public areas as well,
public
where they
areas.
can enjoy, they can meet other people.
Yeah.
And then with the pandemic, I think everybody probably adopted a dog or two. Or like keep like 3 pets or something.
There's a lot more dog parks opening up,
I can see
and
that.
parks that are like animal friendly.
Everybody bring their dog to the park.
Exactly.
I can see that.
And like, look at Tebet Eco Parks. It opened during the pandemic, right? And a lot of more other parks in the city actually that we can access now. We can hang out in the park, and there's a lot of like festivals out there now. Because the pandemic is over, there's more. How can I say this? Like public spaces are developing during pandemic. That's what I love the most about having the result from the pandemic. Actually, also.
Yeah, I mean the pandemic, like we know that like office building has shut down. Everybody was working from home. You're given that flexibility. It's like you can come in once a week or twice a week, or you don't have to come in at work at all. As long as you do your work, but so that leaves a lot of like empty spaces in the building. So new developments that we noticed are actually putting a halt into their developments. Instead, they're creating like little pockets in the city. So like for example, Chillax, that is actually supposed to be another tower that goes up there. But I think they just decided to create something, a commercial pocket there, an F&B pocket, as well as an event pocket there for people to enjoy the outdoors and also the restaurants, So people are more engaged into like going outside during the car-free day or every day, they can just walk around. It's almost like this building, and next door is connected, but except it's like a lot outdoor as well.
So how we can see there are some public space inside of Cilik. There are also one in the center of the Mega Kuningan. I forgot the name.
One Satrio.
One Satrio,
Yeah.
So there is also, I think, some of the, I don't know, the client or the owner or maybe developer now, they are not afraid to do public space with some open area incorporate between indoor and outdoor Is that also the changes from the developer and the client?
Look at PIC. Look at PIC too, with all these, like there's Batavia Cove, Orange Grove, and all these other places. It's very nicely open door places where before then, like people will think, who would want to go to outdoor mall? It's so hot outside. Nowadays people are, it's crazy. If you go to PIC during weekend, it's like sea of people.
I can see. So they're not afraid again with the sunlight.
They will come with their umbrella, whatever, whatnot, with their dogs. You know,
maybe design.
We should. We should
for beach set.
That's right.
Okay. So before we continue, I think it'll be more interesting if there are any question maybe from the audience Ini murid-muridnya Miss Santi Ayo tanya. Ini ada Sir Hamprey juga kan, jarang ketemu kan, Sir Hamprey
Sir Hamprey is like.
Sorry.
I was like, so proper.
Ayo tanya, ayo mungkin ada yang mau tanya, ayo Lin, ayo dong.
Hi, so I'd like to ask, were there any projects that was completed during the pandemic? And of course, like during the pandemic, you had to adjust to certain design concepts or whatever. And now that it's completed, looking back, now that we're not in the pandemic anymore, were there any design concepts or the design in general that you regret on doing? Because now it's, there's no longer COVID, right? So how do you adjust to that? Because
Actually, the whole shift in pandemic was actually the biggest one is the office culture, right? We at COVID times we were designing Fifer's office. It's the new headquartered by Serpong. We have finished the design at that point in time. Packing too many people inside. And then the pandemic happened and we just have to shift gear and we just have to you know what, this doesn't work. They don't even know how many people they're gonna have in the office at the same time. So we have to quickly adapt to a new, design strategy where we actually think about more flexible spaces, flexible desk where people don't have to be at a certain desk. You don't have us. Right, they call it hot desk. And when they can check in, they have their own lockers, and then they can work from there. Home or from wherever they are. So they have different divisions, probably more flexible around. Other than that, it's but luckily during the COVID we have a lot of time, so we can strategize or re-strategize according to the situation that we were in.
So in the office design, so even before the pandemic, there's some office that is I don't know, some of the startup or maybe relate with the creative industry. They also already design non dedicated desk, which is now called hot desk. So now it is after the pandemic that also become concern for designer or maybe for the owner of the office. Yeah, just like you said. Is it?
Oh, we replace everybody with robots.
Oke. Nah,
No,
ini ada
just
beberapa
kidding.
mungkin sambil ini ya, sambil Miss Santi, Hamprey.
aja ya. Coba kalau next to langsung ke all the projects. Okay, it's me with my short hair. Okay, Kota Hotel. This one is a very interesting project that we finished during the pandemic. It was open
Ini di Semarang ya?
last year in Semarang, in Kota
Semarang.
Lama ya.
Berarti agak panas dong ya sebenarnya.
Semarang panas, panas. Tapi orang nggak apa-apa panas-panasan.
Oke.
It's a can we say it's a heritage? It's a restoration. It's a restoration project. The building used to be a bank. It was, in Kota Lama Semarang, it's a Dutch colonial old city. This building is the youngest from all because it was built the one of the last building that's been built here. It was during the late 80s or early 90s. It used to be a bank owned by the government. So we basically flip it into a hotel, and besides the hotel, it has an event space, it has an amphitheater, it has a coffee shop, restaurant, and there's a shop also inside. Okay, next one. So in this project, we keep all the facade of the building, and we change totally into the interior of this property. So this is the hotel. When we designed this way before. It was ahead from the pandemic days, but we were concerned about how the upkeep of this hotel to be more easier to clean. So, but it has to be fun. It has to be very bright and modern, inspired by the style of the building itself. But when it opened during pandemic, it works really well because what? Guess what? It's easy to clean.
Okay.
So they can just bomb it with
Yeah.
antibacterial agent.
Don't say bomb.
No,
I want to okay. I want to something about the hotel. Yeah, I haven't been here before, so I don't know. But I can see it from here. So it's like the material is not a fancy material, but it looks so good. Yeah, maybe you can tell us more.
Well, actually, we try to keep a lot of the existing structure, the existing facade, because we've always tried to be a little bit more responsible in terms of the design. The best way for you to be green or sustainable about it is just try to renovate your existing building. But there was a lot of work done to help with the structure, as well as the plumbing. So we had to retrofit
MA,
again.
mechanical, electrical, and everything else.
So our budget got sucked into that.
Yeah. So for the interior budget, it was depleted because of those things that you don't really see visually.
So the restoration job is.
It costs a lot
It
more.
costs a lot more than the interior itself.
Okay.
So what you see over here is actually just our way of like creating a space that's playful, that's fun, fresh, that's contemporary.
Yeah.
By using like materials that we can find locally and also like quite cheap, if we can say.
Okay, that's a good thing.
Efficient. I mean, like efficient design.
Efficient design. Yeah, but it still look great. Yeah, for me. Yeah.
Thank you.
Because not every good design should be with the fancy material. If we can, or if we know, the character of the material and how to apply it in the design. Yeah. Okay. Maybe there's others. Ada slide yang lain maybe. Okay. So is it true that maybe in the heritage building, so every installation should be outbow,
Not in this case.
Oh, not in, okay.
Not in this case because the interior it was all quite bare.
Okay.
The partition is bare. There's no the only heritage thing that we have to keep is the out shell of the building, the facade.
Okay.
So we don't have to do anything on the inside. We just have to. We're using like existing like structures, like over here in the bedrooms. Like we designed something that's very simple, very modern. It's easy for the upkeep and operational of the hotel itself, but in the same time, it's very efficient visually, very striking, gitu. Jadi, I mean.
Yeah.
That's it was a good decision that we make again because it was open during the pandemic because you have to clean up everything every time after somebody sleep in this room, right?
Yeah.
And it was a good decision then, but we designed it before the pandemic actually.
Yeah, okay. So every material that you choose it should be easy to clean, easy to maintain,
Yeah.
And actually, it was by happy accident that the windows that we selected actually operable. So it actually you can open it up. Let like fresh air in.
Yeah.
That's a big perk for a lot of visitors who come in here during the pandemic. That you have an operable window that you can go out besides smoking. But
that is usually important.
It's a
For some people,
hotel, but
for some people, really important.
Naturally, the building already gave that, and that's a really happy accident. And also, the windows are big windows, even though it's a smaller room, but it has very substantial, daylight. The image. This is the other side. So there's two color scheme for 2 floors. There's only 32 rooms. 32 rooms, 2 suites and 30 standard rooms, and 2 color scheme, 1 color scheme for each floor. So there's 2 floors, and this is one of the suites. And all the furniture actually custom designed by our sister company, the MDO, and they're all made locally. So it's all 100% local. Even the material, the wooden material that we use is from rubber wood, which is actually a really good upcycled wood from the rubber plantation. And so we're using this approach with graphic to make it more interesting, more colorful, and more exciting. And that is
cheap.
Economical. Very practical, economical.
I just say it the way it is.
Cheap.
It's cheap.
It's a smart design. Cheap. Okay. But doesn't look cheap,
Okay.
Cheap without being cheap. Cheap and cheerful, we call it.
Yeah. Okay.
Cheap and cheerful. So it also has like multifunction space. We try the color to be more neutral. So if you have a small wedding space, then you can have a really nice decoration. We have an amphitheater on the back, on the outdoor side of that way. I don't think I'll put the picture. So next one, boleh. This is like very colorful. And every single corner is Instagrammable. Importante ya. Ini harus jualan. Okay, it is. When you're designing, you have to be able. Your design has to be able to sell by itself. Yeah, and this is like a little corner for the little store for gift shop for all the local knickknacks and trinkets. Okay, and also it houses a restaurant called Cemil. I think this is a very cheerful restaurant. Again, it's the same kind of solution, trying to create something that is cheap and cheerful.
Efficient.
But efficient
That's what we call it,
happy. Okay. Ini boleh coba dikasih lihat aja deh. Ini aja di next.
Atau mungkin ada yang mau nanya ya? Anybody want to ask question? Sambil ada maybe relate with the project ya? Mungkin ada pertanyaan.
Yeah, but this project actually happened to be quite turned out to be a happy place.
Yeah, I can see.
So I mean, like the pandemic was so depressing.
I know. I was so happy when this is happening.
I can see the result. Yeah.
It's a good fresh breath of air. Actually, yeah. Next, please. Even like to honor the local culture, also we have when there's a sitting space untuk lesehan, right? Orang Jawa kan suka lesehan, right? So we put a little bit of culture into that, even though it's modern. Gitu.
Okay.
Everything is custom here from our studio.
Yeah.
in the outdoor area. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's like I don't know. Maybe this is like I remember. You remember the Werner Panton? Yeah.
Werner Panton. Yeah. The colors.
The publishing house. Yeah. So maybe it's like I don't know. This is an Indonesian version, but it's
Indonesian Werner Panton.
Yeah. Okay. I can. It should publish that way. Yeah, for me. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, but more into feminine and curvaceous lines. Yeah. Gitu. Yeah. The other project that we finished is this church, JPCC Church in Alam Sutra.
Okay.
It opened during the pandemic, actually.
Oh, okay.
Actually, to open prior to the pandemic.
Okay.
But then April, March came the pandemic in 2020.
2020.
So we had to wait 2 years before we actually opened this.
Okay.
So the place is ready, but it's just not occupied because service is not allowed. But when they finally opened, it was like a big relief. People are starting to gather together. But luckily, at that point in time, we designed it. It's equipped with like fresh air intake. So there's a lot of like it doesn't feel suffocating inside there. In fact, most people felt that it's a bit like too well ventilated.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So this is the receptionist area. Or the pre-function, and then you have the small meeting room here. Or you can have small weddings. And this is the. So those of you who miss clubbing or partying, know that this is also like you can party on Saturday night and then Sunday morning you can go to church.
Yeah, there's a difference between Holy Wings and church. Yeah, it's just a little bit of thin line of we're using the same technology, the same kind of lighting with Holy Wings. So I think this place has I think one of the best state of the art audio
Also acoustic, right?
Acoustic because we work together with those consultants, professional consultants.
The photo was taken like back before they actually have services.
Yeah.
So if you see the chairs, they are lined like the national exam.
Yeah.
Nggak boleh nyontek ya.
Far apart.
Stacking chair.
This actually fits about 2,000 people, but it's reduced into half occupancy. So when it opened, it only has about 700 to 1,000 people.
At that time, but I think now it's already normal. Yeah.
Now
it's a normal
already,
service. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in the previous picture, you see me like posing there. But yeah, this is a really fun space to that we work with.
Yeah, you can come here on Sundays if you go to JPCC Church. Yeah. There you go.
Ada yang mau nanya nggak mungkin relate with this? Ayo dong, come on. Santi aja yang ngomong, ayo dong.
Saya udah nggak bisa failin lagi. Ini masih bisa nih. Ini masih bisa saya failin nih. Yang ini udah nggak bisa.
Bisa ada anak Semarang nih.
Mana anak Semarang? Nah ya, arek Semarang.
The prize is a Harley Davidson bike.
Oh.
Sponsored by Miss Santi.
Mini one. Ya.
Oke. Terus
lagi. This is like the VIP areas for like for the guests who actually kalau ada konser ada apa. This is a VIP area. Yeah. Next. Same thing also the VIP area behind the stage.
Yeah.
So you have Adele coming to Jakarta, maybe bisa di sini, because the acoustic quality is amazing. Acoustic very very high quality. Yeah. Next. Not this Adele, not Igun Adele, ya?
Bukan Adele itu. Bukan Adele yang itu.
Not Igun.
Terus.
Okay. Well, this one is also open during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kuta Beach Walk Hotel in LFD di Kuta Beach Walk Bali. We designed this way before the pandemic, and when it opened, it was how many months? It was ready for 4 months prior to that. Just opened last year finally. because they're waiting for the pandemic to get better. And this is one project where we were like, when are we opening? That we're actually asking. Because it was they're holding it so long, it was really ready to be open, and we were kind of like worried that it will get damaged because it wouldn't get open as soon as possible, you know. But again, this is another project that we think because we're thinking about using like the kind of material that will actually stand with that kind of situation with the pandemic and everything. We have to think everything ahead, gitu. In the lounge.
So it's like this, so every your client they have a special design from you, so it's like I can see that its project is custom made,
they're bespoke
for only that project, nah. You're not repeating
we don't repeat
to the other project.
We hope not.
We hope not.
Maybe just retail stores that we do that.
Okay. But it's like from hotel, restaurant, even from the religious building, like that. So it's like all design is custom made. Is there any signature maybe, even though just a little, or what? Or maybe you don't want to.
I think the signature is more into like the vibe, the feeling. Some people who knows us, they will know there's a certain kind of feel. There is certain
in
kind
philosophical way, maybe. Philosophical way.
Oh no, it's more like how the feel of like the sense of comfort. Sense like you're being at home. Like actually, our name Domisilium means like home, right? Wherever you are, you have to feel like you're at home. You feel cozy.
So whatever we design,
wherever you design, wherever we design, where even though it is a church, even though it is a hotel, even though it's a restaurant, you have that sense of being at home.
Yeah, that's why we kind of click on that philosophy.
Yeah, that philosophy of like
2009, I was like, hey, what's your philosophy?
I think
whatever I design have to feel like home. We click.
There you go.
Okay.
That's exactly.
The key, That's the key.
Same vision dulu baru kerja bareng ya. So I think that's why, even though
it's like dating.
Tujuan lu apa? Gitu. This is the corridor.
Ada yang mau nanya nggak? Ayo, come on.
Fail.
Ada tapi yang tadi ya, Miss. You guys mentioned briefly regarding the health facilities aspect that you put inside public facilities. May I know what are those aspects beside easy to clean?
Okay, beside easy to clean apa hem?
Why ask me?
Secara operational.
Unless I miss.
Secara operational kan we have to discuss with the operational manager and the people who work there. It needs to be able for them to operate efficiently because it's a business kan. They have to be able to use the space. Jadi mereka nyaman, they can do their job well. The alur kerja gimana, their services, and even we have to know as far as how much itu pricesnya kalau misalnya untuk kamar hotel, how much they're gonna sell. So we know what kind of budget, what kind of material we can use. It was so many different things. So,
actually, maybe a quick example here in the slide. Initially for hotels, we do a lot of carpeting.
Okay.
Because that's one of
di koridor sini, boleh yang ke koridor tadi.
One of the big requirement for well as for acoustic as well as for sound dampening.
Yes.
They actually use carpet for the corridors. But over here, we decided to do something different. We decided to use this thing called a woven vinyl. So it's different than this kind of vinyl. It's actually woven into threads and then it's woven together and then molded into the polyfloor below.
Oh, polyfloor.
And this is actually one of the great thing because like no bacteria was gonna come here, and the joints are actually joined by welding together.
Oh, okay.
So in terms of cleaning, it's actually a lot easier. So you don't have any like all those like kind of like nut grout. Yeah. So this is actually something that we thought of like during the pandemic. We decided to change the design just to accommodate that.
And also during pandemic, importing stuff from outside, it was really hard. So I think we proud ourselves as a firm. We always try to use everything that's produced from Indonesia, and if we can design something good, and then we can produce it in Indonesia. It's the best, you know. So like for instance, like these paneling are actually made in Bali, and the wall covering, we design it. We work together with local artists to do the graphic design and print it on the wallpaper locally, gitu kan. Jadi so we about being local material and try to be very creative. Itu is very important as well. Because at some point around this time, actually, waktu itu it was really hard to get carpet imported from outside. There's some government restriction as well.
Yeah, but we can still source it locally.
And this material is actually masih okay karena it's not some kind of carpet that you know. So we have to be very creative and smart about material juga sih.
Right. I mean, health wise, you know, the protocol is like I see a lot of people like, you know, they sanitize their products, sanitize with UV lights and stuff like that. Whole of your hotel and have the guests see what the UV light in the room look like, the blue light. I mean, that's going to be disgusting, right?
Sure.
So I mean, we can just do little parts where it's easier to clean, and we try to eliminate as much as possible, like you know, the bacteria or any viruses and stuff like that that's left on the surfaces. So I mean, like minimizing like the grout, the nut or whatever, just keeping it like solid and clean. It's a lot easier for the operation to clean it, and the less risk for people to get COVID or diseases.
Yeah, it's being responsible when you're designing.
That's
not only it looks really nice.
That's
aesthetically
a good point, Miss Santi.
But you have to be responsible.
Yeah, designer should have responsibility.
Yeah.
Jadi nggak setelah project kabur ya.
Betul. Ya. Maunya sih kabur ya, tapi dicari.
Tapi kan ada retensi.
Betul, retention. Oke. Oh boleh kalau mau dilihat lagi di ini lagi next ini ya slides aja dulu sih. Yeah, this is the guest room juga, again quite spacious. Yeah. Next.
Okay.
Guest room.
Any other question maybe? Ayo.
Hi, Miss, and hi, Sir Hamprey. So, how did you both? So, how did you both come up with your signature design style, as in like Domisilium's signature style? Like you have this pop of color kind of thing, and how do you work together to find that similar style? I'm pretty sure banyak, arguments, differences.
We fight a lot.
Yeah. You see our scratches and bruises.
That's a good sign of process. Actually,
those are war cuts.
Yeah, that's a good sign of process. Yeah, this should be fine.
Well, if you say like secara visual we don't. Do we have our signature?
Yes.
We do. Okay, malu
Just like you already said. Yeah.
No. Santi is the color queen, so she
I
has
like
a certain era of like preference of colors.
Yeah, I have my moments with colors.
Color queen, okay.
I have my moments. Jadi gini, when we're designing, it's more like about the design brief. Yeah, we really, again, as I told you, everyone here was my students before. Research, always number one.
Yeah.
You follow the design guideline, the brand.
Yeah.
You guys know it already.
Yeah. The textbook,
Yeah. Not only Pinterest, you copy. No.
Okay.
You can be inspired, but you cannot copy.
Yeah.
Okay. So
And do it better than the Pinterest.
exactly, you have to do it better than Pinterest. Yeah. Okay. Jadi so that's how we did it. Again, we have to do a lot of legwork At the beginning, we read a lot. We think a lot. We sketch and everything. We try to brainstorm. That what makes something new. I mean, there's a saying, there's nothing original under the sun. It's kind of true, but it depends how you mix it about, how you combine things, how do you do it with your own way. It's becoming something new, yeah. So, I think we did our homework at the beginning. That's how we came up with different design. Yeah.
The process, the process.
We appreciate the process.
Yeah.
It's painful.
Yeah, because a good design. Yeah.
Follow function, that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
you really have to think about like who's going to be here,
Yeah.
who's going to be using the space.
Yeah.
But in the end, it's going to be form follow budget.
From deh ujung-ujung duit.
That's a new term. I like
Form follow budget.
That's
Form
the
follow
reality,
budget.
right?
Yeah, it is the reality. But again, we have to be smart about it. How do we strategize? We as designer are strategic thinker.
Yeah.
You know,
Strategic
thinker. We're not
planner,
only
yeah.
designing.
Yeah.
We're planner.
Yeah.
Ya kan? Sometimes we try to coax the client's mind to do something what they don't want to do at the first. Ya kan?
And good design cannot be done in overnight, yeah.
No, cannot be done overnight.
That should be stressed.
No, cannot be done overnight. You have to hone it.
Yeah.
Guess how long have we been in the industry to get to this?
First prize wins, sir.
Ayo, berapa tahun saya kita?
Yeah, mungkin ada beberapa, some of you not know ya. You start with the small hotel in the Kebon Siri.
Kosenda.
Yeah, maybe some of them not know yet. Yeah.
No, our first project is a
No. Some of the new student not know yet about your first project.
First hotel project.
Yeah.
first hotel project.
Small hotel ya, not langsung besar kan? Nggak
No,
gitu.
it's a really small boutique hotel, 60 rooms, located in Tanah Abang.
Yes.
It's called Kosenda Hotel.
Yeah.
It's becoming one night sensational because it was different. That's when actually what put us in the map for hospitality design. Yeah. Because it's a really hard, it's a labor of love, that hotel. It took me 1.5 years, like really intensively working on that project. See.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think everyone in here, mostly the students, should know it's a long process. Nah.
It's a long process.
Yeah.
And that hotel was open 10 years ago.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. Maybe other question atau mungkin other slide?
Boleh
Sedih.
next slide, slide-nya. Slide-nya boleh berjalan, Kakak. Terima kasih.
Well, the thing is, you mentioned regarding carpets, and that a lot of hotels love carpets in their corridor. As a client, as someone who often stay at a hotel, I really hate carpets because it's so hard for my luggage, my big luggage, to roll it into my room. So beside dampening the sound, what other advantages that make these people love it so much?
So, maybe just a little background on why hotels love to use carpet.
Okay.
Because the wool industry is very vile industry. I'm kidding. It's because they bribe us. No. But wool is great because it not only is acoustically helpful in terms of your corridor.
Fire retardant.
You know, you don't want to drag your luggage and then everybody in the room can hear your luggage, right? So it helps to dampen the sound, even though it's really hard for people to carry all this luggage.
Yes.
That's why you have porters.
Yeah, that's good.
right. But
okay.
but not only that, it also helped to pull all the dust and all the everything that's flying in the air. It helps to pull it like a magnet down to the floor, to the carpet.
If you only use wool.
If you use wool.
It has to do with the aircon.
Right.
That's not
And
the
there's
carpet.
exhaust, yeah.
The exhaust aircon.
So the exhaust.
Right.
Right.
And I think it's also a kind of like psychological thing because
Yeah.
most corridor doesn't have a
Good ventilation.
good
Yes,
light.
good
In fact,
ventilation.
Fan light.
so
And-
when you see like carpets that are by the window and carpets
Yeah.
that's like in a, just like no windows at all.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
most
it
of
feels
the
different, right? I mean, the air feels different as well, whether you have window or you don't.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that might be also like
Again,
like-
going back to
And
light
also most of the hotel corridor looks dark and gloomy compared with what you did.
Yeah.
Very light.
Yeah.
And that's all.
yeah.
Benar. And also that's one reason why we chose that flooring as well, the vinyl, because your luggage can roll easily. It glides, you know.
It glides.
It glides.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has to do with the spec.
Okay. Thank you. Before we wrap up, maybe there's ada pesan-pesan mungkin, especially from Sir Hamprey ya, yang apa ya, yang kalau Miss Santi udah sering ya, maybe Sir Hamprey can get advice or to this young designer, future
mau
designer
bertanya?
ya.
Tapi oke, mungkin sih punya 3 pertanyaan kali ya.
Maksudnya?
Bagi yang mau tanya, 3 orang lagi.
Oh belum, oke belum.
Oke.
Not yet. You can think about it. Ada pertanyaan mungkin?
Halo sir, hi miss. Mungkin not a question lah ya, lebih ke sharing session karena most of us we have talked about the design before and after pandemic. Now I just want to address some issue for us interior designer student yang mana most of us yang ada di sini tuh kita ini generation of pandemic. We do the school online through Zoom meeting, through Teams. We do all the communication online. Do you have like tips or tricks for us, the child of pandemic, how to
Generation of pandemic.
we are the child of pandemic, yeah, because when we enter the new academic year, it was in the pandemic already, so we have to do all the classes, discussion, and the teaching course in online classes. So I think can you give us some insight, tips, or trick, because the industry, the real industry is not like the online classes, and what do we have to learn, what do we have to know?
Miss Cat, saya mau suggest itu internshipnya 2-3 kali. 2 or 3 times of internship. I think you have to work harder, see, because of this situation. But like the best for you is to learn by doing. Yeah. If you can do more than 1 internship, even though it's not required by LaSalle, just do it anyway. Because I did it. And it was a good experience. Do more than what you should be doing gitu. That's when you learn the most, when you're actually working, because our industry is quite different, yeah? You have to keep on practicing to be able to be good in your own field. Itu sih.
Thank you for your question.
Suruh 2 kali 3 kali ya, Miss Cat.
But I think you should be thankful that she's not like Ju-on. She doesn't come out of the screen like just.
Yeah, actually during the pandemic, this is what we teacher feel. We feel like we want to come up from the screen and shake you, you know. If we can shake you, we shake you. Come up from the screen, you know. Ya kan? Saya menyuarakan hati Miss Ser kan?
From others?
Jovi. Kan mau.
Nggak usah.
Cie yang Hadi Prana. Cie. Hadi Prana.
Okay. I just finished my internship this week actually, and I think what I want to ask is how do you know when you want to start your business? In the business of like interior, like how do you know when you're ready from like to build your own interior design firm or architectural firm?
When you know how to manage.
Okay.
By the time when you're in you know how to manage people, how you manage your own time. It's all about managing. Okay, having your own business as a designer, you're not only becoming a designer. That's only 20 or 30% of it. The other 60-70% is managing your business. You have to understand how to the day-to-day business administration, the HR, the operational. Okay, banyak hal. When you know all those things, then you're ready. When you know how to do invoice, proposal, yeah, those things, the paperworks are painful, but you have to get through that to get paid. Okay, it's good to have a good business knowledge.
Oh, I just want to add something that that whatever she has to do.
That's why I'm the one who's doing that.
It's good to know, but I think you should not neglect. I think we're kind of missing that kind of passion in interior design. I've seen a lot of staff designers, intern designers, who just do interior design because they were in school for interior design. There isn't a passion for you kind of like live and breathe like interior design. That's what I think we're missing. You know, I haven't seen anybody that's passionate about like, oh, I saw this design somewhere. I saw this here. I went to this place and I went to this place. You know, and it's like there's not a lot of those kind of people anymore. They're just doing routinity because this work. You know, when it becomes more than work, when it becomes your passion, and then plus like invoicing and stuff like that, the paperwork. Then you can think about opening your firm.
Yeah, if you think it's becoming your life, you breathe every day, design, that's you, that's in your blood, then you can open your own business. Okay?
One more ya.
Or find a partner who can do that.
Thank you. Jadi preman juga, nagih bond.
Gue nagih invoice ya.
Invoice.
Hah? Pas collab. Kalau dia nagih nggak dapat.
Oke, pakai itu.
Halo, selamat siang Bu dan Pak.
Bapaknya kontraktor itu.
Dan saya Adistia. Saya mau tanya gitu. Setiap tahun ini kan mahasiswa ini kan lulus, maksudnya lulus interior gitu lah. Dan nggak cuma di LaSalle doang, banyak semua di seluruh Indonesia itu ada gitu loh. Nah, secara apa? Ibu bapak kan pasti pengalamannya udah lebih banyak daripada kita. Bagaimana sih kedepannya nih dunia interior? Saya mau nanya itu.
Kamu takut ya?
Maksudnya
It's really sincere.
Kalau
It's really sincere question. Really sincere question ya. Enggak.
maksudnya ada rasa deg-degan juga nih, gitu kan, sebagai newbie. Apa itu bahasanya ya? Ya pokoknya itulah Bu, gitu. Maksudnya dunia interior tuh akan terus kayak sekarang gitu kan, atau gimana gitu? Maksudnya
Iya, Adis mungkin bisa jelasin ya your background before mungkin. Jadi Santi paham. Sebelumnya di mana gitu. Udah tahu ya? Udah tahu kan? Udah
Boleh
tahu.
diceritakan teman-teman.
Oh, iya, enggak yang lain. Iya.
It's a big secret.
No.
Oh.
Jadi kalau saya bilang, maksudnya ini masa depannya kemana gitu kan ya?
bukan Bu. Maksudnya dunia interior nih akan terus seramai
berkembang.
Berkembang.
Of course, ini rame. Banyak.
It's a human center business.
It's a human center business. That's right. Ini I think one of the industry yang nggak bisa digantikan oleh AI loh.
Although I'm waiting for it.
Ya. Buat bikin gambar kerja. Gimana gambar kerja? Tahu enak banget.
Efisien ya.
Efficiency is number one. But anyway, I think nggak bisa mungkin 100% digantikan oleh AI. Bisa sebagian ya, mungkin in terms of 3D rendering programs and everything pasti makin keren dan makin cepat dan lain-lain. Untuk program untuk estimating, untuk pemilihan barang apa segala informasi, calculate everything, lighting and everything tuh masih bisa mungkin pakai AI. Tapi there's a lot of human touch itu yang nggak bisa digantikan. Contohnya, seorang klien manusia perlu ngomong sama klien manusia juga dong. Ya kan, nggak mungkin masa sama mesin bisa berempati gitu kan, kecuali kalau diprogram untuk berempati, tapi kan beda empatinya ya, interactionnya beda gitu. Jadi as long as you still designing for another human, we're good. Don't worry, we're good. And there are many things that kalau lulusan dari interior design nggak cuman hanya jadi designer kok, banyak hal bisa jadi apa gitu Ham.
Influencer.
No.
Nggak bisa jadi writer sekarang ya. Writer ya. Design technology is good ya.
Jadi kontraktor bisa.
Yes.
Jadi jadi apa? Jadi writer. Jadi you can actually jualan barang-barang ini, keperluan interior, keperluan arsitektur, even better because you understand the lingos, you understand the people, and because you're one of us gitu kan. Many jadi developer juga boleh.
Developer bisa
jadi developer boleh. Bikin kos-kosan jadi mami kos bisa. Bikin restoran, event organizer, wedding dekorator, planner, stage designer.
There are a lot of
exhibition.
Even you can go to furniture design, product design. What else? Many of them. If you want to do like a master degree, do another kind of master degree. Do not do another interior design. Yeah.
More specialist ya.
More specialist. You can be. This is just the beginning loh. This is just like a step, one of the first steps into whatever you want to achieve for the next ini. So many things that you can do from interior design actually. Not only becoming a designer.
Yeah, I think there's a shortage of interior designers nowadays. If I talk to a lot of my friends in other companies, they are like always saying that human resource is a problem right now. We have like so many students, interior design students that graduates every year. But there's still not enough people doing interior design.
And so not enough specialists.
Indonesia, Sabang sampai Merauke.
Not enough specialists. Like we don't have enough landscape designer. Lighting designer now is becoming more and more lebih banyak nowadays lighting designer. Or even like restoration, who understand restoration. We have a lot of restoration projects in Indonesia that a lot of people can handle. I mean, like,
they should be specialists about
a specialist about our history and our architecture, heritage, and green design. That's coming up very soon, very, very soon. So if you can be a specialist in one of these, anything, that'll be amazing because we need specialists.
Okay. Okay, maybe sir, we can add maybe before we wrap up maybe ada something pesan terutama dari Sir Hamprey nih yang kan mereka jarang ketemu ya.
Kalau gue sering.
I'm
Atau mungkin nanti kita panggil lagi buat guest judge ya, Miss Kat ya. Sir Hamprey ya.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Guest judging ya, maybe ya.
I would love to see the students work.
Yeah, itu. That's what we need from you.
But I'm vicious.
Vicious.
Yeah, he's vicious. More vicious than me loh.
Okay, maybe ada something, Sir Hamprey. Pesan-pesan.
Pesan-pesan terakhir ya.
Iya, jangan terakhir dong. Jangan terakhir.
I guess take this chance. When you're still young, when you're just at the tip of like embarking your journey to find out what you really want to do in your life. If interior design is the thing for you, or what else you want to do. That and don't forget to have a hobby. I think that's important.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you ask me what's my hobby, I will say eating is my hobby.
Okay. Okay, that's good. We all do.
Yeah, and then a side hobby came out during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fred Halley.
Yeah. My other hobby is designing brushes and brooms.
So I think you need to balance that out. I mean, like, you have interior design, it's your passion, it's what you live and breathe for. But of course, there's something else that you like to do besides that, right? Because you do get. I mean, we've been in this industry for 20 over years. Well, I have. And it's not easy to stay in that track. And sometimes you tend to deviate out. And that's the time when your hobby will actually help you in terms of, like, reconfirming your identity.
To get away a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, just to get away. Reaffirm yourself.
Yes.
You don't have to go healing in Bali.
Yeah.
You just need to
Yeah.
find your inner self.
Yeah.
And also, if I might add, please be social with other people who are not in design.
Yeah.
In many other, worlds.
In other fields, yeah.
Other fields. So you will have a different kind of like point of view and thinking. It's actually a really good thing to be a designer, to have those kind of point of view.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Hamprey, Miss Santi, for very insightful discussion we have. Yeah.